Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Vortex podcast. I'm Burning Arceus.
And I'm Tom.
Wow, we actually managed it. Usually we'd say, and we're joined by, and then the person who we're joined by would say their name, but this is a test one. This is a test podcast, just so we can get used to the actual format we've got set up. You okay there, Tom? Hey,
Yeah, I'm all good.
You know, I just realised I wanted you to talk a bit about your channel, so go ahead and do that right now. Well, talk about your YouTube stuff, I guess.
Well, my YouTube stuff hasn't really got much on it, but I'm thinking about stuff to do. For example, just anything really that can attract people.
So your channel's empty right now?
Empty right now.
That's what you're saying, yeah?
But thinking about stuff to put in it.
Yeah, I don't have a link to your channel, but I probably have one somewhere. Maybe I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah.
I mean, the description afterwards. Yeah, keep going. You've done some stuff with me, haven't you?
Yeah, we've done games. We've done Kingdom Hearts. We've done We've done Adventure Time.
Have we?
Done.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, we've done.
You mean Adventure Story?
Adventure Story.
Yeah. You need to mention the name of the channel that we did this on.
Okay.
No one's gonna know.
Name of the channel we did the following stuff on was D Sharp.
No. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Should I say this?
Yeah, go on.
Tom has done some recording with me on the channel called Eretequis. Eretequis. I'll have a link to it in the description. He's done some Kingdom Hearts stuff with me, along with my nephews. He's done some Super Mario 3D World with me. We started off with Adventure Story, which is where he's got confused for Adventure Time there, because they both start with Adventure. And generally that used to be my main channel for a while, and I used to bring him into it, although it's supposed to be a collaboration channel between the three of us, which is why I split off into Burning Arceus.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's supposed to be a collaboration channel between the three of us, me, Tom, and my nephew Ryan.
Yep, who's the pain?
He is, yes he is. So Tom's done a lot of Let's Play stuff with me. He's even appeared in some videos on that same channel for vlogs and subscriber specials and stuff. The channel's basically inactive at the moment, except for I post up videos every so often because I'm still editing the stuff we've already recorded.
Yep.
So yeah, we've done a lot of work on that, and Tom's been fairly involved. So since he's my best friend, I wanted to bring him in on this podcast. See, I did your introduction much better than you did your introduction, and that was just off the top of my head.
Best friend for 2 years.
Yes, we've been best friends for a while now, and that was the reason I brought you onto Eretequis in the first place, because you were my best friend.
Yep.
And then further on than that, to the podcast. That's the only things that matter. That and we hang out in real life.
Yeah.
So that's a thing. So we're actually in different places. We're talking over Skype. I wanted to get this done on Discord, but what do you know? He couldn't get it to work. There's a lot of stuff he can't seem to get to work. I'll have to tell him how. We're gonna try and do this podcast over Discord because it's the most accessible program I know of. Site that I know of that can use an audio chat. We're doing it over Skype now because Tom can't seem to work it out. But if any of you have any ideas of what kind of other program we can use to do voice chat to each other and record that'd be very helpful. Especially stuff that Tom can access easily without having to have a specific browser or something. Apparently I think it said he needed a specific browser.
We'd both be really grateful.
He uses Internet Explorer. Oh my god.
Because modern technology these days are crap.
It's just you. Okay, so that would usually be the segment where we have the introduction, where the person who was just introduced, which in this case technically is Tom, would talk about their channels and stuff. I, of course, don't need to because you either know about me or you just don't care about me. Anyway.
I never said
that.
I
mean, sorry, I'm terrible with words, so sorry about that. I'm going to stumble a lot over the course of this. But I don't feel the need to talk about my channel because this is going to go up on my channel. So, yeah, there really isn't much point in talking about my stuff. You'll be able to see them. They'll be in the thing. But this is also going to go on the Let's Play Vortex forum, which is a new forum we created. And that's what this podcast is for. So let's talk about the forum.
Yay!
I was waiting for you to go yay. So I just started up this forum. It's called the Let's Play Vortex. It's on Zeta boards. So you have to get through it that way. I'll put a link in the description down below to the actual forum. I'll probably do that on every one of these podcasts as well. But it's for the forum. We have different segments in here. We have the Vortex News, Vortex Podcast, Let's Play streams, introductions, general discussion, and stuff like that. I have that all set up so that we can interact, so that we can be a community sort of thing. And I want to try and build this into a community so we can have like events and features. And one of the main things we're going to do is a Vortex Spotlight, which is going to be just us talking on the podcast about a specific video or a creator who's on the Let's Play Vortex forum. So if you want to just put... There's a thing, I don't care if you just want to post videos there to advertise your channel and then just do whatever else somewhere else. That's fine, that's perfectly fine. If you don't want to get involved in the community, that's fine. If you're just advertising, that's fine. But I want to try and build a community out of this. So that's going to be the main focus. I'm trying to keep things active as well. Another thing I want to do with the forum is the completed Let's Plays. I'm going to have a special thread where I'm going to actually catalogue in that thread what the Let's Plays are for specific games. So say a bunch of people play Pokemon Yellow, I will have a segment, a spoiler box that says Pokemon Yellow, and then within that spoiler box will be the links to every thread that's in the completed Let's Play subforum that's Pokemon Yellow, etc. So that we can sort of lay out these things well, but also have like a forum where you can move your friends to once they're done, once you've completed your Let's Play. And again, it serves as an archive for anything you want to, anybody wants to look at. What is that noise coming from your microphone?
Yeah. So, as Dean was saying, we
I was just saying, what was that
feedback
noise coming from your microphone?
Oh, that was just a little. That was just a little sound going off, but nothing to worry about.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to mention that we structured this podcast. I basically made a structure, but it's kind of basic as all hell. And the idea is I want it to try and be as casual as possible while still having some structure. So I've got a basic structure to this. I've got introduction, forum news, Vortex Spotlight, gaming news, maybe some Vortex events, and then outro. So that's basically how I've got it laid out. Other than that, it can go anywhere. We can go anywhere, can't we, Tom?
Yep, we can. Absolutely anywhere. Yeah.
So for the actual podcast thread, I don't have anything in there right now. There's no details because I'm going to put them in after the pilot episode once I figure everything out. But I'll put the layout and the general idea of what people should say when they enter into the podcast, so we got a bit more structure. And then we'll see where that goes from there. Basically, the whole thing's going to be a big ramble after a while. Once we get into the different sections, we'll ramble a bit. Because that's what I like to do. I like to ramble. Like I'm doing now, actually. Now that I think about it.
On and on.
Yeah. But if I talk too much, don't worry about interrupting me. I talk too much sometimes when I'm relaxed. Which is what I want it to be. I want it to be a relaxing talk among friends and community members. Which would be friends. Man, I am bad at this. I am so nervous. I'm always so nervous. I try to hide it, but I am. So yeah, if you want to introduce yourself, we got an introduction section. Also for Let's Plays, I want to make sure that people don't just... I know I already said people can just put their Let's Plays in and go. and do whatever. But also, I kind of want people to at least put some posts around, have a look at a few things before starting up Let's Play threads. So I've got a 10 post limit, and what's going to happen is when you reach 10 posts, the forum itself, as far as I know, will switch you from viewer to member. And you'll go from being able to just talk around the forum to being able to post your Let's Plays in the Let's Play forum. I may set up the same restriction for streams, but I don't know. I haven't set anything in place yet. The only other rules I think I have for the forum, which aren't really set yet because I haven't set any rules, is try to put put the stuff in the relevant categories, sub-forums. So if you don't, we will move them into their relevant forums, but please try to respect these categories are here for a reason, you know. Also, I'm going to add some more stuff later. It's kind of bare bones at the moment because we've just gotten set up. I know the data on the board is actually a lot older than what it actually is because it's been remade from from my old Nemra Eclipse one, which was specifically for my channel. Now it's for a community sort of thing. So hopefully that's how we'll go. And who knows, I might not post this on my channel. I might just make an entirely new YouTube channel and put it on there or something and just do it like that and just call it the Vortex Podcast channel. I don't know. I might do that. I'm not sure. I'll probably start off with this one being on my channel. So we'll see how it goes from there. I'll link everybody's channels that's involved in the podcast down below. I might also link some forum moderators if we ever get any, but who knows. Anyway, there's me rambling a bit about the forum. It's just started. It's a bit small right now, and I hope to get a lot of people in, and hopefully this will help draw some people in, because having a nice place where you can chat with people is usually a good thing, I would say.
Yeah, always.
Yeah. And, of course, you can advertise your Let's Plays. You can tell us when you're streaming. I would like some notification system for streaming somehow. I need to find a way of doing that. You can tell us when you're streaming. You can generally talk and chat, and I'll probably have sections for creating other stuff outside of Let's Play stuff. And, of course, community bonding stuff where you can play other games together and whatnot. Oh, and collaborations. Collaboration is going to be a main focus I like to focus on. I like to focus on collaborations, so I'll try to get as many in as possible. Anything you wanted to add, Tom? Because you're very quiet.
Yeah, well, as Dean...
Stop being distracted by your phone.
As Dean said, we need more people to, suggest maybe something that we haven't thought of, or a game that we might not necessarily do.
Actually, yeah, suggestions is a good idea. Yeah, I'll probably add a suggestion thread on the forum. That's a good idea, because then we can tell the forum the way the community wants it to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be helpful.
Open to anything within reason.
Well, yes. We don't just go with every suggestion, because if we did it and somebody put, close down your forum, we'd have to do that. That wouldn't be within the interest of the forum at all.
Yeah.
This guy says close our forum. Let's do it.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah, not helpful.
Yeah.
In the slightest.
Well, we will try to react positively to feedback. I've already seen some things where people did act very negatively, and it did not turn out well for anybody involved. Well, it didn't turn out well for me. I was the one that gave feedback that got reacted badly to. Everything you wanted to add?
Like I said before, obviously I try to stay within the game sort of context. I
mean, you don't have to stay within games. I want to try and expand it a bit further than that if necessary. I found that isolating to a very specific very specific thing can end up killing off a forum.
Yeah. Or if you, for example, have a sort of laptop like I do, any hints on a recording program would be very useful to me.
Yeah. Tips, hints, and help. Yeah, for other people. Yeah, that'd be great. I never thought about that. Wow, I never thought about that at all.
Any free program that you feel
sort of like a how to use Discord for beginners.
Yeah. How to use Discord.
Don't worry, guys. I sometimes do a jab at Tom's expense.
Yeah, because I am so out.
It's just a bit of banter. All right, I'm gonna push us forward to the next topic.
Okay.
We're lingering on this a bit too much. I know I don't want to keep pushing things forward, but next on the list is actually Vortex Spotlight. We don't have anything right now because the Vortex podcast just started and the forum just started. The Let's Play Vortex just started. So we don't really have any community members that we can isolate and talk about. We have a few members, but they were members of the old board, so they probably aren't coming back since it went inactive. Yeah. So, that's just my channel. Let's talk about my channel! No, that would just be so arrogant of me. So Spotlight, we'll go with... I guess we can't do a Spotlight this time. Next time we will talk about a Spotlight. And that's just generally going to be talking about a video or a channel revolving around whatever it happens to be that we may have an interest with that generally is going to be on the forum. Right? We may go outside the bounds of the forum if we have to, but I'd like to talk about people on the forum. So if you want to come... I'm going to add that to the Vortex podcast section of the forum, by the way.
What was that again? Sorry?
The Vortex Spotlight, which is just going to be us talking about a video or a channel that's interesting on the forum. And I'll probably, before we start each, I forgot what it's called now, podcast, before we start each podcast, I'll have I'll get people to watch like something on that channel or something, just so they have an opinion for what to say, because they might want to say something about it. So we'll do that. If you want your channel spotlighted, let us know. I'll put a thread on the forum under the Vortex podcast, and it'll probably be called Vortex Spotlight just for the specific segment. So there's another way to get your channel advertised here. So we'll see how well that works for us. Anything to add?
I mean, yeah, as Dean was saying there, like something like yours, if you reckon like you have a stream or profile that you reckon would be useful, then we're open to new people as well, you know. It's not just
they'll all be new.
Well, yeah. What I'm saying
because we're the only ones on the forum right now.
Yeah, but I'm talking like if how can I like anything new is you know, like maybe something that we haven't heard of, which
okay, so new content, like that sort of thing. Yeah, so you can post about new content, old content, maybe a video you had that got popular, maybe one that wasn't so popular, or whatever. It doesn't matter, just let us know and we'll have a look into it, and if we really like it, we'll talk about it on the Spotlight. Yeah, we'll talk about you on the Spotlight. There you go. Just talk about your channel. Or maybe
it's a Final Fantasy game that maybe Dean has had problems with and you haven't. So
I don't have problems with games. That's a lie, actually. I have problems with games. I just don't have problems with Final Fantasy games. I usually like to work it out myself.
Dang it.
Tom will have problems with games, though. He'll have lots of problems with games, because he usually does. Okay, let's move on to the gaming news. I got a Switch. A light Switch. I mean a Nintendo Switch. That was it. Everybody's made that joke by now with the light Switch and all that. I was going to do an unboxing video, but I decided not to. Because I kind of opened it when I got home and then realized, oh wait, I wanted to do a boxing video. Oh well, too late now. I was actually going to do a joke one where I had already opened it and I was just sitting there on the video going, oh, I already opened it. Then just keep playing. Just sit there with it. Yeah, so... Splatoon 2 is coming out soon. I thought I'd mention that. That's going to be on the Switch. That's pretty much one of the main reasons I got a Switch in the first place. Was because I kind of want to play that. I played the original a little bit at my nephew's house. And I was kind of interested in it. But by the time I got into it, Splatoon 2 was already announced. I thought, well, if they're going to make a new game, it's going to have a new online, it's going to have a new everything. Might as well go with the new game. Just play the old game on my nephew's old console. So I'm gonna get Splatoon when it comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing I wanted to mention was A Hat in Time. I'm gonna be doing videos on A Hat in Time. Done some in the past. I gave Tom my other copy, and he doesn't seem to know how to work it. So if you can figure out what his problem is.
Yeah. Any suggestions? Most welcome again.
Yeah. So we're gonna try and play The Hat in Time and all that. But it's great that it's coming out soon. Sometime in fall, I think they said it was. And It looks really interesting. I'm so glad I Slackerbacked, I think they called it. Slackerbacker. I didn't get to the Kickstarter. I didn't manage to get it on the Kickstarter, but I got it. I got a Slackerbacking thing. So that's fine. That's fine by me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still waiting for them to give me the soundtrack to the game. If the game's coming out soon, can I get the soundtrack? I mean, it was part of the deal I actually bought, was the soundtrack should be included. So, really, I'd love to hear the soundtrack now. It was pretty good, as far as I could see on YouTube.
What, a soundtrack?
For A Hat in Time.
A soundtrack? Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, there's all that, and of course E3 happened a little while ago. Nintendo announced a few things a while back. In fact, they announced the two new characters for the Splatoon 2 game. What were their names? Pearl and Marina? Or Marina and Pearl?
Okay.
Who are interesting little characters. Well, one of them's little, the other one's actually fairly tall. But those two characters are interesting to see. I actually, at first, I thought, what the heck is this? Why are they replacing the Squid Sisters? That's weird. And then I jumped in and I watched the video a few times. I was like, oh, actually, this is a lot better. No offense to the Squid Sisters or anybody who likes them, but the animation is a lot smoother than the originals. And they're not 100% in sync. So they do different things on the stage, whereas the other two used to always do the exact thing, like kind of like a cheerleading. What do you call it? I have completely forgotten what I was going to say. Routine, that's it. I like a cheerleading routine, but I think it's just the way that they've gone from. I feel like they've gone from Japanese pop, so J-pop, to Korean pop, which is K-pop.
Uh-huh.
They've gone that sort of way because the J-pop's more structured and all the people doing the same thing, and then you move across to K-pop and they're all doing their own little thing and whatnot. And it's just, I feel like that's the way they're going. It's interesting they're sticking to just two of those. Yeah, it's interesting they're sticking to two. I think a lot of people wouldn't have made the relationship with the Squid Sisters thing so much if there'd been like 3 or 4 of them. Maybe they'd be treated as a completely different group, but a lot of people are relating them to the Squid Sisters. I do hope the Squid Sisters make a return, Callie and Marie, but I'm not against the new people. They're all right. I like them. You haven't seen it. You haven't seen the video for it, so you don't know what I'm talking about at all, do you?
No.
You had a little.
Sometimes even outside of this video, sometimes I have no idea what Dean's talking about half the time.
Hey, what's happening with Kingdom Hearts, by the way, at the moment?
I think we're expecting a game out next year.
Next year.
Mm-hmm.
Have you played the new what's it called? The was it 2.8 or 2.9 or something like that? The one with Aqua, just on her own.
Yes, we did that briefly at EGX, I think.
Yeah, we did. We played that last year, but have you played the actual game now, or? Because it's out. Because it's out.
Oh.
Yeah, it's been out for a while.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. Speaking of EGX and all that, we've got to go back to EGX this year, haven't we?
Yeah.
I mean, I was thinking of going to Insomnia because Ryan really wants to go to Insomnia.
Okay.
But I think you're away during that time. So
yeah.
I may do both. I may go to Insomnia first and then go to EGX afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah! They're like a month apart.
Mm-hmm.
Insomnia's in August.
Yeah, I'll probably most likely be away.
Yeah. And EGX is in September, which is more convenient for us.
I'll be back by then.
Yeah. So we'll do that. I'll probably go to Insomnia with Ryan and EGX with you. Woo! And I can go to both, and I can say a bit to both.
And I can get another T-shirt.
I need to learn the names of all the YouTubers at Insomnia. Because I have no idea who any of them are, actually, now that I think about it. So is that what we got for gaming news? Is there anything new coming out? Anything you're interested in that's... I think I've mentioned all mine. If there isn't anything, you don't have to. Don't strain yourself.
I do think, like, with some games, like transitions, you have the transitions where it's a movie and then a game. Yeah. Some of them work, and like your game.
No, we want news. We want news. Anything new coming out that you're interested in, that you want to see?
Not that I can think of.
Okay, I'll go back over to what I'm interested in. What's coming out? You know, the new Sonic Forces is coming out soon. I don't know if it's next year or this year, but it's coming out.
Okay. Oh, right, okay.
It's gonna involve you being able to create your own unique character and play as them for some of the game, which is gonna be interesting. I'm not sure how to react to that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
On the one side, yes, I can create my fan character, Theo the Phoenix, or Flare, as he's nicknamed. But on the other side, it's like, what's that going to lead to? Is that going to make things worse in the community? They're like half on one side, half on the other side of the argument. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do you think of it?
What do I think of what, sorry?
Sonic Forces. Do you not hear what I was just talking about? Stop looking at your phone!
I haven't really seen you play Sonic 4 unless I saw you play...
Sonic Forces. It's not out yet.
Oh, it's not... Ooh. I'll have to have a look on
You've been talking about the fan character stuff that they'll probably have in it.
Oh, now that the Sonic games that used to be on the PlayStation.
I am face palming so hard now because you did not listen to a word I said. You're too busy looking at your phone.
Sorry.
I can see you in the Skype call, by the way.
Yeah. I put it away now. Yeah. The Sonic games that I remember used to be on PlayStation 1, but obviously they've developed way now.
Well, the next one I think is going to be on the... I think it might be multi-platform. I think it might be on all of them.
Oh, no, that's interesting.
It was actually something that's been happening lately where the Sonic games have been available on Steam for a cheap price. It happened twice. They were like 80% off the entire franchise. 80% off. All the way up to... Let me just find out. Sonic 4... Lost World and Sonic 4 Episode 2. Both of those, up to those ones. You get all the Sonic Adventure stuff, all the Sonic Racing stuff, and all the Sega Mega Drive stuff, Genesis Classics, as well as CD and Generations and all that. So I thought that was a really good deal, 80% off. I got it for like, I think it was like 20 to 40 quid or something like that. I don't quite remember the exact number, but that's a lot of games for a cheap price. Sadly, they haven't done that in a little while, but I would like them to do it again. This time include Sonic R. I'm the only person who likes Sonic R, but include it, please, just for me. It's a cheap game. You can put like a penny on it or something. Just let me have that. I want an updated version. I want you to remake the entire game and make a new one. Call it Sonic R Evolution or Revolution or whatever. And just have it like that. And just do a running game with Sonic. Racing running game.
What people don't like Sonic Arm or?
Oh, people absolutely hate it.
Why? Is it because it's too technically difficult? Is it the layout?
The controls are awkward. When you first start, they are quite awkward. And,
okay.
It takes some getting used to. But when I got actually used to the game, I really enjoyed it. The courses are short, and it's basically made by another company other than Sega. So it was only done by a small company. So it was a short game. There wasn't too much in it. And the controls were awkward to start off with. So you could play for the whole game and not get used to the controls. So a lot of people hated it right on the off. That and there was some texture issues with the water. I think they tried to make it clear, but instead made it reflective instead, and it just looked weird. But I like the concept, and I enjoyed playing through it, and I completed it on our Eretequis channel, and I thought it was really good. I liked it. I just guess I'm wrong. I just guess I'm wrong.
Well, I think what matters is some people, like we said before about comments, if people have had, if people don't like it, then they can still say they don't like it, but just give...
Yeah. But the biggest problem with them not having a Steam port for it the biggest problem that I have, is I have to run it from a CD. My computer is too fast for the CD. It will not run it. Not normally. So please, Sega, give me a remake, a redo, just a re-release, a port or something. You can put it on Steam, you can put it on just a link somewhere, like on a website somewhere or something. Just let me play the game without having to put in a CD. Your dog's barking.
Honey.
You know what I mean? Just let me play the game without having to go through having the CD, making it to certain settings and making it small screen, and also having another program running so it can run. It's just really awkward, and I want it just to be able to just turn on and play it and have fun,
Honey.
What's wrong with your dog today?
She's barking at my neighbour.
Oh no! Is your neighbour looking in?
No, my neighbour's outside. She always barks at them all the time.
Mine doesn't bark much anymore. It's too old.
Nope, too old. And mine's a 4-month-old baby. Honey, come here, darling. Pets, never ever have them.
Okay. I'm probably going to mention now, this would be the kind of, actually a little bit earlier on probably. Somewhere in this we'd actually have a Vortex events thing going on.
Oh yeah.
Where we talk about Vortex events. Tom's a bit interrupted at the moment, I guess. So I'll just continue talking about this. I have a thing called Vortex Events where I talk about what's going on within the actual community themselves and what they're doing and what we're doing. On top of that, at the moment, there's only the podcast and the forum itself, so there isn't really anything to talk about there. So that's generally when we talk about it, right at the end. And then I guess if we have any extra time, we'll just talk about random stuff, right, Tom? Welcome back. Welcome back. Hello, honey.
Honey, say hello.
She's a bit scared. She doesn't know I'm here. Hello. She can't see me.
Look.
Hello. Hello. Hello, dog. Hello. It's like, where are you looking? Why are you pointing me at this strange screen?
Look.
Now's a joke, like it. Okay. So is there anything else you want to just talk about? Anything?
I think, like we were saying before, criticism is always good because criticism we can improve.
Don't call it criticism. Call it feedback. I actually spoke to some people who kind of thought criticism was a weird way to put it. Feedback sounds much nicer. I'm gonna say. People are more likely to give feedback when you call it feedback rather than criticism. Because otherwise it sounds like you're saying something wrong, Well, it's not. It's helpful.
What I meant before is, if for example,
and you need to start making videos.
Yeah.
I'm here alone.
If for example, like, there's a game that Dean likes that you don't, you can say that because it's fine. You can say, okay, Dean didn't have these problems, but I had these problems because of, it's all good.
Yeah.
Different things, yeah. It gives us, it tells us how you feel about that game, and I'm getting all tongue-tied now.
It's nice to have differing opinions without being in each other's throats about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So don't get at me because I like Sonic R. Just because you guys don't like it doesn't mean it's bad. Well, it might be bad. Actually, it probably is bad, but I'd still like it. Call it, what's that phrase used for something that you shouldn't like but you do? Guilty pleasure. There you go. Let's call it a guilty pleasure, okay?
Yeah. Hello, Darlene. Hello.
Wow.
Oh, she's not barking now because she's on my lap.
One thing I would say to you, Tom, is make some videos.
Okay.
Even if it's just vlogs and stuff, just make something. You'll get better. You'll get better at just talking or rambling. I ramble.
With me, honey. What do you mean a video?
You seem to struggle with just talking.
Yeah.
Across these things, whereas I can do it fairly easily because, well, I couldn't at first. You saw what I was like at first.
Yeah, but
I've gotten used to talking, rambling. Sorry, what you said?
Yeah. No. Stay on my lap. Stay on my lap. There we go. Yeah?
What was you saying?
I was talking to the dog.
No, before that.
Still talking to the dog.
I thought I cut you off when you were talking.
I think I was saying about something about criticism that it is acceptable and it's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Difference of opinion, that sort of thing.
Yeah. It's nice to know the good and bad of things rather than just filling it with one or the other. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so should we do our outro now?
Yeah.
I'll probably have to time these usually or something. We have to have it like an hour. Wow, that was not as long as I thought it was.
Wasn't it?
We've only been going for like 30 minutes. I thought we'd been going for an hour.
Really? Wow.
We're not even at the outro time yet. I need to reserve more time for each segment. We did have to skip over Vortex events though because there aren't any.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Also, same with Spotlight. There wasn't anything for that either.
With me, sometimes it's not the talking that I find hard. It's just like, I haven't played games as much as you, and it's trying to think of something. I think sometimes I struggle with what to say in case I think it sounds stupid or.
Just say it. I say stupid things all the time.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, definitely if anyone has pets, I definitely think definitely maybe a goldfish, although I didn't really have that much fun with it.
I notice a difference when I talk to you normally and when you talk on here.
Yeah.
It's different. You do talk differently. You're a lot more stuttery when you're talking when recording, and you try to focus on one little thing rather than what's just going on. Yeah. But when we're talking normally, you're absolutely fine. So I think if you just recorded a few videos, put yourself on the screen a bit, you don't even have to post them anywhere. Just practice it.
Ow.
You okay?
Yeah, honey, just pretty much elbow. Ow. She just elbowed me right in the stomach. Get off. Ow. Oh, you little shit.
Oh, okay. Right. We're going there, are we?
Sit on my lap, but don't...
Warning, profanity inbound. You okay now?
She just elbowed me in the stomach.
How did she do that? She's tiny.
Ow. Ow.
Did you hear what I was saying, by the way?
Yeah.
I got stopped halfway by you getting elbowed in the stomach.
Yeah.
But you want
to do the out show? Out. Ow. Ouch.
Are you okay? We can stop this if you're in pain.
No, it's fine. Yeah. Yeah, don't let animals anywhere near your computer or any form of technology. It is a definite no.
Especially if you've got wires everywhere. They will, not that they can, they will somehow, even if you've got them hidden away, they will trip over them.
Yeah.
And pull everything out. And they won't stop, they'll just keep going.
Laptop, put their paws on the laptop and press the button. Honey, no, don't.
Is that what she's doing? Anyway, I was going to say, if you do some videos, even if you don't actually upload them to YouTube or anything, if you just do some videos of you talking to the camera, you'll get more used to just talking to it. I'm still not used to looking at the camera when I'm talking.
Yeah.
But I've gotten used to just rambling as I talk, like I usually do when I'm comfortable. Yeah. The idea is getting comfortable. You're not as comfortable as I am, because I do this on a regular basis. I record videos. Yeah. So I'm usually recording myself on a regular basis. But you have barely any experience in that. You have just the stuff you do with me.
Yep.
Which usually we're just together talking, while playing a game. And even then you're kind of nervous about it.
Yeah.
So I think you should do a few videos. Even if you don't put them anywhere, even if you don't post them up anywhere, just the practice is helpful. Like when we practiced the introduction for this, I failed so many times, and I even had to write it down so I'd remember what I was saying and in what order. But I got it done eventually. I eventually got used to just saying it. Now I can just say it. I can say, "Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Vortex podcast. I'm Brendan Archaeus, and he's Tom. And we're joined by blah, 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 blah."
Blah, 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 blah.
Please tell us about yourself. That's pretty much how I'm going to phrase it.
Right.
So it's just a chance of getting used to talking.
Look, honey, there's a computer screen.
You've gotten better than you used to be, though.
Look.
You realise none of them can see the dog, so they're not going to know that much. It's weird you going off on a tangent like that.
Yeah.
I mean, technically I keep going off on a tangent, but you're bringing real life into this.
Yeah, I know.
And they can't see any of the real life that you're bringing into it.
Yep. Yeah. I think I do need to maybe practice videos and make me feel more
comfortable
and more used to it.
It took me a while to get used to it too, but I was already into it to begin with. Whereas when me and you first started, even though I was a bit into it, you weren't at all.
Nope.
You've gotten a bit better, but you're still on the side.
I'll get there. I'll get there.
Okay, I'm going to shut this one a bit short because we've kind of ran out of topics and Tom needs to go to bed.
Yeah.
So, let's see. How are we going to do this outro? Because it was... Thanks for watching. Thank you, such and such, for joining this podcast today. Sorry. I'll say it to you, actually, Tom, since you're technically the guest.
Okay. Well,
but you will be a what do you call it? You'll be a co-host.
Well,
when we do it next time. But I'll say the outro to you, Tom. Thanks for joining us on this podcast, Tom.
Yep.
Thanks everyone for watching. Was there anything you wanted to say in the
yes. On behalf of Dean and myself, yes, thank you for listening, and we really would appreciate your feedback. So, goodbye from both of us.
Thank you. And thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you next time.